Ooh, what's up YouTube? ODST General back again with the Orville interactive project. This is from the Stage 9 development team. If you guys haven't seen that, I've done some videos on it in the past. For those of you who have not seen it, I'm just going to turn the music off to hopefully avoid a copyright strike. Anyways, for those of you who have not seen Stage 9, basically it's an interactive demo of the Enterprise D from Star Trek. The project got shut down due to a cease and desist, I believe it was last year now at this point. A lot of times passed since then, unfortunately. They tried to fight for that project, and CBS wouldn't budge. So they ended up going to Fox, and they said, hey, we want to make this fan project. Fox has not thrown official support behind this. They haven't technically said yes, but they are aware of this project. And it's got the support of the cast and the crew. They've seen the trailer for this. They're really excited. So let's go ahead and get into it. So starting off, this is a lot different than Stage 9 in a lot of different ways. Graphically and gameplay-wise, it's all been improved. But the first thing you guys will probably notice is multiplayer and character editor. I have not done multiplayer yet. Probably not going to do that for the sake of this video, but I want to go ahead and show you guys the character editor. So it brings us down into the bridge of the ship, and we've got a whole bunch of different options. So right now I'm a Moclan. Those of you who know the watch show know one of the main characters is a Moclan. Now most of these are just different, different races, different sizes, all that stuff. The only one that's really noticeably different besides the Moclan is the Kaylon currently. They do plan on adding more aliens and stuff like that into the show that you'll be able to play as. I didn't play as the Kaylon earlier. I played as the Moclan. I don't know that there's much of a difference between any of them at this point in time. When you are playing as like a regular character, for instance, though, you'll notice that the uniforms and stuff are all changing as we swap characters, but you're actually able to control the division from here and change the uniforms and all that stuff. And you can even change their ranking. You can change skin color. And eye color, hair color, body shape. So if I go here, you can see some of the bodies being warped and stuff like that. So yeah, this is all pretty awesome stuff that they've got here. For this character editor. So it's kind of cool that you can actually make a character that you really like. Now the face customization is not necessarily the best, so I guess that's where the character really comes into to an advantage, is with the actual selection of the character to get as close as you want to a character that you'd like. So we're going to go ahead and hit start. You've got 4 locations that you can go to. The Union Dockyard, which is seen in the first episode and a couple others. Also cool because if you guys watched the first episode of the show, they had a little bit of a Halo Easter egg in there. The Spirit of Fire is in the dockyard, sitting there as they're getting ready to go onto the Orville for the first time. You've got the Void, which is just empty space for performance issues. You've got Sol, of course, our sun, and an asteroid field. I think I did last time. I actually tried to record this and my computer had a blue screen from overheating, so we're going to do the Void. Now, performance-wise, this is actually a lot better than Stage 9. It seems to be less taxing, although I probably need to clean my computer. It's really dusty here. We had AC in for like 2 weeks and need to have the filter changed out. There's that much dust and particulate in the air, so we're trying this again. I've given my computer a little bit better opportunity to cool off some, and I've got some of the filters off right now, so hopefully that'll be okay. But yeah, we'll just do the Void. We're on the ship now, aren't we? It's not loading in. Last time this happened, I moved forward and it hadn't loaded in properly. I don't know what's... I've had a couple issues with it. Now this is their first release. This is a fan project. Just bear that in mind, guys. So there is bugs and stuff like that that need to be worked out, or that they're going to encounter. I'll give it a second here, but I don't think it's going to do what I want to do. So let's go back to the main. Uh-oh. I can't hit escape. It's not doing anything. Okay, guys, I think we're going to have to restart the game here. So there is a couple different modes for this. It does have experimental support for Vulkan and DirectX 12, and I think I'm pretty sure that the music, for whatever reason, doesn't save as a setting. Yeah, music's back up. I don't know why that doesn't. Like, the overall volume will set, it'll stay set. Let's go to the dockyard. I forgot to set the animated stuff back on too, by default. So I went to the dockyard. The dockyard worked fine. It will probably need a second to load in, which is okay. So you can't actually see everything's kind of loading in roughly into place of where it should be on the real ship. So we start off in the captain's quarters, and last time I worked my way and kind of went around randomly. I've got a much better idea of the way the ship's laid out, so we're going to work our way from the front to the back and down. So starting off, we've got probably the biggest set piece everybody's going to really want to try out, which is the bridge. There's little Easter eggs like that all over the ship. We've got interactable stuff all over here. So if I start over on this control panel, the first one we have is party mode. Stage 9 had something similar to this where you'd sit in the captain's seat and there was a little unmarked control on the captain's seat and you'd press it and it would play the Pogo remix for Star Trek, and it would do something similar to this with the lighting. This has such good lighting too on this. I'm so excited about the lighting. Going up to the front here, if we interact with the seat, we've got actual pilotable ship here. Now I don't know all the controls for the ship. It's WASD seems to work to move the ship forwards, backwards, and all that stuff, but the arrow keys don't like rotate it. I can't figure out rotation or any of that stuff. So you do have various roll controls like this here. Oh, I'm running into the station, bumping the station. There's supposed to be a third-person controls for the ship too. I haven't actually done that either. So that's numpad. Why would those be on numpad? Anyways, let's see. Switch camera view. C. Much better look at the ship here. You know, I'm not quite as big of a fan as the ship designs from Orville as I am from Star Trek, but it is still a really cool looking ship. It's definitely unique, well, fairly unique design. It feels kind of like something out of Galaxy Quest almost, but really dig it. As far as the quality, though, without a doubt, really excellent quality. I know there is some talk about what was actually on here. Planetary Union. Something. I can't read that last word. Anyways, yeah, so we've got all sorts of controls for this. I mean, you can like manually control the ship from here. You can pitch it forward, up, down. There's different flight modes. So you've got like a Newtonian flight mode, so that like if I go forward, it stays going forward. Let me angle the ship down. I'll go crash into Earth. I have no idea what would happen if we do that. So we're going to just... I don't think we'll ever reach Earth. I imagine that's really far away, but we're going to set a collision course for Earth here. You've got different acceleration controls, different max speeds, all that stuff. You've got set for like random thrust and stuff like that. So there's like evasive maneuvers here, so you got like random attitude and random thrust. Oh, we're gonna crash us into the station here, guys. I don't know where full. So, yeah, that's actually really awesome. I was really surprised to see flight controls in here since you couldn't warp to other regions. I would imagine that's going to be something we see later on. Coming around to this side, we've got the security station. So we've got, actually before that, we've got the duty lighting station. So we're on day shift lighting now. They've got a night shift lighting, which is just a little bit darker, a little bit calmer. I actually really like that lighting. We've got condition normal, yellow alert, which actually affects the whole entire ship. Something that really bothered me about Star Trek is it never really seemed like the alerts were nearly as obvious as they were on the bridge throughout the rest of the ship. You've got emergency alerts, really cool lighting system there, and emergency lighting, which is a little bit better. It's all kind of that dark red and everything. Really cool lighting. I think what we're going to do, though, is we're going to go through on night shift light. I just like that little bit darker tone. I don't think there's anything interactive with the captain's station or anything else here, so we're just going to leave all that be. We've got a stairwell that goes downstairs. We're probably going to take that and check that out in a minute here. But we've got the captain's office, so we'll check that out next. So going in here, we got a little props. We got a weapon, which if I press F, it doesn't disappear, but it's actually a working weapon, so that's pretty cool. Ship's still moving. I got Kermit the Frog, which is interactable, sort of. It floats off into space and zero gravity. It's interactable, but the little hand scanner thing's not. Got the Wright brothers plane here. So this is kind of cool because you can actually put it in here and it despawns it. That was the neatest thing to me. The replicators do work. I don't think you can actually pick anything up. Oh, you can pick stuff up from the replicators. So of course the jar of pickles. If you guys watch the show, then you know what this is a reference to. But for those of you who don't, basically in the first episode, the captain goes to one of his officers with super strength to like open doors. Like, you open this jar of pickles for me, and yeah, she breaks down the wall. It's a pretty cool scene. I got Scragnog's cup. We'll take a look at that a little bit later here. I don't know what that is. Probably nothing. Okay, so we'll pop back out here. We've got a little hidden weapons locker here. That's kind of neat. That opens up, and you've got little hand pistols here. I don't know how those work on other players. They don't have any AI in yet, unfortunately, so I don't really know how those are going to affect AI, anything like that. We've got the conference room, we've got Scragnog's cup, so we'll take a look at that now. Basically, it's saying all these nicknames and stuff for him, so kind of an Easter egg. Scragnog is a developer for this. One of many, but he's definitely one of the more notable ones. I'm not sure if he's project lead. I think he is. But he's been working on it since Stage 9 along with several other people. So a lot of hard work that guy's put into this, and he definitely deserves a lot of credit. We've got the classroom. Now, with this classroom, this is really bad positioning. Now, the development team's having to make a lot of where this goes up, and they're trying to just do it by, basic logic. Like, if this goes here and this leads to here, then that should be here type of deal. They have a rough idea of the deck layouts because there is, systems on the show that show, like, the deck layouts of the ship on, like, panels and stuff like that. But for the most part, there isn't really a lot of stuff that shows where things are on the ship. It's not like Star Trek where you have all these schematics and stuff actually printed out in the books of where everything goes. So that's they're doing a pretty good job of figuring it out, and they're really good at getting that stuff sorted. But if they're putting the classroom there, it's probably logically pretty close where the classroom would go. But that's a really bad spot for the classroom, not like the bridge, like right behind the bridge, of all places. So you got the captain's quarters, really cool too. I don't know if they show this in the show at all, or his quarters in the show, but they've got the staircase. So his quarters go down to the lower level, and he's right across from sick bay. Doors didn't want to open. I thought I was going to have to manually open them. So sick bay is pretty neat. Couldn't find anything interactable in here yet. Pretty cool stuff. Got definitely a better sick bay than the ones in Star Trek, I feel. Like, Star Trek only has a couple of things like this, but it just feels like there's no privacy or anything whatsoever. Like, this actually has curtains on these. This one's curtains, yeah, their curtains are there to pull over and all that stuff, give people some privacy. I think Star Trek actually does have that, but they don't necessarily show it as well. We got the lift. We'll go to that in just a second here. I just want to double check, see if there's one other quarters I'm missing, plus the science lab here. So you got a science lab. Kind of a cool little lab. Probably not a whole lot of stuff you'll be doing in there, but you never know. We've got Bortus's quarters. He's a Mocklin. He's from like an all-male species. Now, they were showing off an Easter egg in some of their previous stuff, I think, where they'd modeled out like a bunch of cigarettes, which is a reference to one of the episodes in the show. It was just one of the most hilarious scenes in the show I've seen. I was really hoping that would be in here, but I haven't seen it so far. They have a ton of stuff in the replicator, though. It seems like I keep finding new things in the replicator. There's that jar of pickles, and they've got a keyboard in their bed for some reason. I feel like that might have fallen through from the captain's office, because the captain's office is right above it. So that's kind of interesting. Okay, so we'll go to the lift here. So the lift they've got elevator music in here. I don't know if they're going to do like physicalized elevators. They did that in Star Trek Stage 9. I know they had a lot of issues with it. It was a neat system, but yeah, it had some problems. So I don't know if they're going to forgo that for the sake of this or not. A little bit of lag there. Computer's running a little bit hotter, but it's still pretty cool, it looks like, without seeing what my actual temperature is. Going up here, we've got the shuttle. Not much interactivity in here that I can see. Definitely getting some lag. But there is one thing in here that you can do, which is open the bay doors. Later on, you'll actually be able to probably pilot the shuttlecraft and actually fly around outside the ship, maybe even land on planets, depending on how the devs go about it. I don't know what that is. Oh! Oh dear! I was going to fall through the ship there. I don't know what that is. I saw that. I went to walk in and it slips. Ah, that's terrifying. Your face like dips through it. It looks like you're falling through the ship. That's kind of a neat little thing. I don't know. I can't remember what that's a reference to. I don't think that's from the one sludgy guy played by Norm Macdonald. I can't remember his... Oh, Yaphet. I don't think that's part of Yaphet. I'm not sure. It could be. I know they said they're going to have like little missions you can do on the ship where like you can run into a crew member and they'll ask you to go do them a favor. I don't know if they're going to do that or not. So I haven't actually checked out the engineering. Uh-oh. I don't think the elevator's working. Okay, shoot. We're gonna have to restart again. Okay. Quit to menu, yes. Start game. So yeah, definitely some issues. This will get smoother as it comes along too. But you know what? This is a free game. It's on Steam. I definitely recommend checking it out. If you guys are fans of the Orville, this is something that you have to check out. Have to see. It's definitely a blast. I'm going the wrong way. You know, and even if you're not, it's still a pretty cool experience. So maybe worth checking out for those of you who aren't fans of the Orville. These guys put a lot of hard work into this, and it's just kind of a cool experience. So we're going to go down here, and we're going to go over yonder. So yeah, as this goes on, though, they're going to add more areas into the ship. Stuff's going to get changed. Features and stuff like that are going to be affected. There we go. I don't know why that wasn't working. So coming down here, I don't know what all's down in this area fully. A lot of these rooms probably need to be... Oh, the engineering's back here. I thought that would have been around the other way. So we've got the engineering. I don't know if there's any interactable consoles down here. See the very basic layout of the ship design that they've kind of had. Nice. Hum of the engine. Probably good if you need some like white noise while you're sleeping. Just go stand next to that. Is there anything? Just checking for interactive stuff back here. I felt like there was something back here in engineering where like a character had gone back through engineering to get to another room, but I don't know if that is actually back here or if that's a different way. I know they were working on the room that the guy was in. I know that's really vague and doesn't really tell you a whole lot about the room or anything else, but it's a spoilery thing, so. We've got the holodeck here. Right now this doesn't do anything, but if you guys have seen Stage 9, they did some really awesome stuff with the holodeck where they had the other bridges from the other Enterprises, like alternate versions and future and past versions and stuff. And you go in and you could interact with the menu that was there. and you'd walk into the simulation. It might change the music and all that, or the crew and stuff, and lighting would all change. And you'd have the holodeck door would be there, the archway, and then you could actually like disable the archway and make that disappear too. So, pretty excited to see what they eventually do with that. Let's see if there's anything down here. I'm guessing probably not yet. Yeah, these are all red. I don't know if these door controls also work, because there's option to put in like a password. I just don't know if like there's a way to actually like lock the doors. Because they have like a hold thing, so you can hold the door open. But I don't know if there's any way to lock the doors. Because that would be pretty neat. Oh, I think I just figured out how to lock them. Cool. So you can actually keep them closed. There, I bugged my character out. I'm not sure which. Anyways, yeah, that's the Orville interactive experience so far, guys. It definitely needs some work. There's obviously some bugs and stuff that we encountered during it, but it's such an awesome experience. You know, this is one of those things, you can spend a lot of time in here looking at all the fine details of the ship. I mean, these guys get really down to the details, lighting, the carpeting, all that. They really look at and dissect all of these little textures and stuff, and it's all very high quality. That's the really big thing to me, is just how high quality all this is. This feels like it's a professional, you know, full on game. The amount of work and effort they put into this. You know, it's not some cheesy project some company was paid a whole load of money to do, and then it's like, oh, here's this like really low textured project, all this stuff. This is all done in their free time and all that stuff. So yeah, very awesome stuff though, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the Orville interactive experience. I definitely recommend checking this out if you haven't already. Yeah. Other than that, guys, I think that's all I have to talk about, really. Oh, I didn't show off the mess hall, did I? That was my bad. I almost completely forgot the mess hall. So yeah, we've got the mess hall. Not really anything to do in here, but it's a great view. So if you just want to come and stare out at the stars or something, you know, you can definitely do that. This will have VR support. It's not in yet, but it's going to come out with VR support before too long. So, yeah. Alright, guys. Take it easy. See you in the next one.